By the time I publish today's video, there's probably going to be just a little bit under 2 weeks left in Solstice of Heroes, which officially ends on September 8th. Here's a question I've gotten a whole bunch in Twitch and Discord over the past week. Is Solstice Armor even worth it? Well, I'm here to tell you that yes it is. Yeah, you have to go through the entire song and dance of getting your armor set all the way up to Magnificent, which can be a pain in the butt. As you know though, once you've done that and spoken to Evil Levante at the tower to officially end the quest, boom, opening Solstice packages has a chance at giving you free Solstice armor. How good are your chances at actually getting Solstice armor though? Probably better than you think. I'm not gonna deny though that a lot of what you get from Solstice packages is probably gonna be straight up garbage. You're mainly gonna be drowning in glimmer and blue gear, either weapons or armor, doesn't matter. You can also get Umbral engrams, which I'm practically tripping over these days, legendary engrams, legendary shards, planetary materials, or the ever elusive enhancement prisms, enhancement cores, or upgrade modules. I opened 150 Solstice packages and took note of every single drop I got on a big ass Excel spreadsheet. Not exactly pretty or well formatted, but hey, she got the job done. Out of those 150 packages, 56 of them contained Solstice armor. Shockingly, not friggin' bad. By the way, just in case you didn't already think I was a huge dork, I've got these. I know, beautiful, right? I was up for hours making these god tier slides. Anyway, well over 30% of the packages I opened had Solstice armor, but out of those packages that did contain Solstice armor, how many of them actually had good base rolls, i.e. how many of those armor pieces weren't absolute trash? Next slide, please. Alright, looky here. Out of every piece of Solstice armor I got, here are their base stats. If there's too many numbers and you're having trouble figuring out what you're looking at, only one piece of armor dropped with base 56 stats, pretty low. 2 dropped with 57, 5 dropped with 58, and so forth and so on. The highest armor roll I managed to get had a base total of 66, pretty damn good overall. If you're wondering why the number of armor pieces here doesn't add up to the number I mentioned earlier, which was 56, it's because some of them were class armor, which I am not including on the chart. What's the takeaway? Solstice armor frequently drops with pretty good rolls. I don't know about you, but my own personal threshold for armor being relatively high tier is to have it drop with at least a base total of 60 or higher. If we're looking at that, the majority of all the armor I got to drop qualifies as pretty good. Armor that had base stats under 60 were about 28%, just a little over a quarter of all the armor I got, and armor that had base stats of 60 or over was 72%. That's a thick-ass piece of pie right there. Some of them dropped with really wonky rolls too, but that's what I'm into. Check out the helmet I got from my hunter. 20 base intellect and 18 base recovery. That means if I put an intellect mod on it, that's going to be 3 tiers of intellect on 1 piece of armor, and if I masterwork it, which I intend to do, that's going to take the 18 recovery all the way up to 20. Anyway, back to the original question of the video. Is Solstice armor worth grinding and farming for? If you're an armor min-maxer, yes. If you kinda play PvE a lot more than PvP and you don't really care a ton about your armor stats, maybe get your Magnificent and tap out. But, and that's a big but, if you like getting armor with potentially crazy rolls and you're trying to hit certain tiers in PvP with unique armor loadouts and builds, like me, Solstice armor is hella worth the grind. Need I mention that because we're getting the armor now, it's going to be protected against sunsetting all the way through Season 14, which is going to be well into 2021. Icing on the cake, farming for Solstice packages is painfully easy to do. If you haven't seen my guide on how to clean house in the EAZ and run optimal loot routes to make sure you'll always get every package that drops, check that video out in the top right corner now. I kinda wish that Solstice packages also dropped exotics, or had a chance to drop exotics. Maybe that would be too good though. Either way, I have plenty of god roll Solstice armor drops, and I'm really glad I farmed EAZ. You should too, while it's still around. Knock out a few pieces of top tier armor, build awesome PvP loadouts, and call it a day. Thanks for watching, happy farming, and I'll see you next time.